why can't you have sex before marriage? What is getting? Can you imagine buying a car without test driving it?
Well, so
that's insane, bro.
That's insane to be like test driving a pussy.
Andrew Wilson destroys these two degenerates who support OnlyFans for their ridiculous arguments, saying men need to test drive women, as Andrew Wilson introduces some logic and reason against these idiots, showing why that is a horrible idea for society at large and wrecks marriages. Let's get in.
I hang out with porn stars, right? Mm-hmm. How annoying would I be if every minute I preach to them about how they're degenerates and need to find God and or whatever and change their job, right? I'm not here to judge you, right? Unless you're doing something extremely fucked up, like we discussed, CP, whatever, any of that shit.
You have a vested interest in capitalizing on it.
I have a vested interest in capitalizing on what? On
extreme degeneracy, right? Like that's what your interest is.
This is it too. You guys capitalize on that too.
The entirety of the opposite. The opposite.
But we
have a vested interest in stopping it.
Right, but you bring them on. As if you're going to change them.
Do you think that I have not gotten hundreds of DMs from different women who say, man, thank you so much. That actually helped a lot? Because I have.
Bro, that's not a brag. Like, if you're being like, I got women DMing me how good of a guy I am, like, wow.
They're not DMing me pictures of their pussy, dude. They're DMing me, thank you for the conversation.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man, I really went. Just some fucking degenerate exploitative shit right there.
I just don't brag about the people that DM me.
You're married.
Uh-huh.
Brian.
What's up?
Have you slept with girls that have OnlyFans?
Never.
Really?
Never slept with a girl who has an OnlyFans.
You wouldn't?
No. I mean, I think I've said before, at this point, it's pretty much a strong no. I have made previous statements because people dig it up and be like, well, you said this previously. So what I have said previously is, and this is, I don't know the last time I said this, but so long as she hasn't done boy-girl content. But then I started learning more about the nature of the OF
But not to date, to
stuff.
sleep with, I'm talking.
Oh, even if a girl's done any sort of like content with another man, I don't care how attractive she is, I would not have sex with her.
Is it because it's out there? Or do you care if she fucked other men as long as it's not documented? Do you want a virgin, or are you okay with a girl?
I'll date a woman who's not a virgin, but there is an issue if she's done content that's out there.
So I'm asking. You're okay with her having date.
But so no, I've never slept or hooked up or dated.
It's a lot harder these days to meet a girl not on OnlyFans.
Yeah, well, I don't date content creators. I don't date content creators.
Something I'm trying to help
begin with.
You've been hanging out, Andrew, too much. It's a lot of fun.
No, I date like normal, quote unquote, normal
civilians,
girls who have sex for free.
Well, so also I don't even.
They're fucking interns in this prostitution.
I don't even.
The difference is also think that's bad.
I don't even deal.
Girls who have sex for free.
Girls who are having sex outside of wedlock.
But you did that.
Yeah. So if I murdered people and then told you murdering people was bad, murdering people would still be bad even if I did.
I agree, but I'd be like, I don't want to hear it from you. It's like a fat person telling me to lose weight.
Would he be wrong?
That's it.
Would he be wrong? No,
but I want to hear it from you.
No, it doesn't matter what you want to hear. What matters is what is true.
The cares is the same the Nazis used and all those that looked away when millions are killed. Also, Brian, I messaged on X Twitter. Let me know if
has shatters, Robert.
Otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, really quick.
Like
yeah. OnlyFans is a slippery slope to fucking out.
By the way, you would think. For sure.
Isn't that what your boy just said?
Yeah,
the same Nazi attitude. I don't agree with that.
I don't even understand what the comment
was. That's insane.
That's
the idea here.
First of all, he's Jewish.
I think some of the best advocates against and who are the most persuasive against OnlyFans were women who were on OnlyFans. Some of the most persuasive advocates against prostitution were women who were prostitutes.
So guess who's the best advocates against Starbucks? Former employees, bro. Right,
yeah.
It's like in every industry, you're gonna have people who come out. and be like, this shit sucks.
The reason they're convincing is because they can shed light on things that the public does not know about. To say though that we can't get great insight about serial killers from serial killers is insane. To say because Andrew, you had sex before marriage, that somehow that means you can't talk about why you shouldn't have sex outside of marriage. That's an insane take. That makes no sense.
But can you?
Folks, I completely agree with what Andrew Wilson just said. Well, like with these two guys on the right, these two degenerate idiots, if they want to make the argument that, oh, well, you did it, so I don't want to listen it to you. Look, now I can understand that to a point, but the reality is everyone makes mistakes. So if you're not going to listen to someone who made the mistake and then is trying to tell you, hey, I did this thing. I don't want you to do it because I think it's bad. And I'm trying to spare you the pain of having to figure out why this is bad on your own. I'm trying to give you this advice. If you're not going to listen to anybody like that, you're not going to listen to anybody, because people make mistakes all over. So the whole idea that you're going to find this unicorn, this utopia human being that, finally there's someone that I can listen to them, but no one else. You are going to waste your whole life not listening to anyone, having to figure out everything the hard way when people are just trying to help you. Like, what logical sense does that make? Like, that's the whole point of what a father does to his son, does to his kids. Like, hey, son, I've made these mistakes. Here's how you prevent them. Here's how you avoid them. That's the whole point of how you pass on wisdom. So if these two morons don't want to listen to anybody, that's fine, but they're going to dig their own grave. So Andrew Wilson is completely right. So what if I've made this? I can learn from it, and I can also teach you that, but that doesn't make it any less true. These guys just don't want to listen to anybody because it makes them look bad. Like, they're just soft little soy boys. And folks, let me know in the comments if you would ever mess with an OnlyFans girl. Personally, I wouldn't. I think it's a terrible idea, but let me know. And hit that like button. It really helps the algorithm. Let's get back in.
Why can't you have sex before marriage? What is getting? Can you imagine buying a car without test driving it?
Well, so
that's insane, bro.
That's insane to be like test driving a pussy.
Well, I'm test driving everything.
Guess what?
If sex doesn't work,
for most of human history, the reason that men wanted women who had a low body count, no body count, in fact, virgins, is because it assured paternity, right? You couldn't test drive it. Because
I also didn't leave my zip code.
You didn't need to test drive it because, as it turns out, basically all dicks fit into all pussies.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
No, there's a thing called sexual chemistry, bro. I've had plenty of girls that I just don't vibe with sexually that I actually loved.
Oh,
and then I'm like, I'm trying to find a girl that hits all the buttons.
Yeah,
for
but
me.
you know what's really funny about that, right? If you marry,
do you like butt stuff?
If you marry as a virgin and you are a virgin, right? Your comparison level goes way down. What's your comparison for what bad sex even is?
Well, that's the worst example of being like, I like vanilla ice cream because I've never tried any of the other flavors. Bro.
If every other form of ice cream was fucking poison, it'd be a great example.
Well, what's poisonous about having sex and finding out what you like sexually?
Let's go.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you. I don't mean to
shotgun them.
Let me ask you a
one
question.
Point at a time. Don't shotgun the points. One at a time. Let's
have a question for you.
And you can hold the question. I'll answer it. All right. Well, there's two of you yelling at me, right?
I haven't said shit in months.
Don't cry.
I'm trying not to.
You spoke.
So anyway, back to this. Yes, here's what we see with people who are virgins who get married. It lasts way longer than people who aren't virgins who get married, and their sexual satisfaction rates that they report are much higher. The reason for this, the scientific reason for this, is because if you have a sample size which is lower, there's nothing to compare it to.
Right, but that's
for
not
all
a good
you
argument.
know, that is the most amazing sex they could ever have from their perspective. If that's good for society, great.
But
Yeah, what these guys don't get that Andrew Wilson is trying to explain is you can keep chasing that rabbit forever, and you can constantly be trying to find the best, just like women are. They're trying to find the best, the 1%, the 1%. I'm trying to find that unicorn. I'm trying to find that. You're not. This is what happens when you have a society that is too focused on sexuality. This is exactly what happens because it becomes so much of a priority to you that you're willing to forego overlooking other things that are far more important and have more disastrous effects if they occur at the expense of you're just chasing that nut. You're just chasing that super nut and everything's collapsing around you because that's one of your biggest priorities. That's what these guys don't get. You can constantly go forever for doing it. But the first girl that any guy ever slept with is one of the best. Like, it's one of the best. Why? Because it was the first and you went from nothing to all of a sudden, wow. Like, that's the biggest switch up. But constantly chasing it, you're never going to find it. You're never going to find it. And this is why I think this type of behavior really leads into degeneracy. Like this is what happens because it leads you into all sorts of depraved things that you're trying to chase that feeling. You're trying to chase that emotion, essentially, just like women do. And it leads you down a rabbit hole and you're just ignoring everything. And this is not the path that men need or ought to follow. So exactly to Andrew Wilson's point, This is bad for society. And otherwise, if you just stay with the first one and you're happy with that, I think everyone, people's lives, families, kids would be a whole lot better off. But let me know in the comments what you thought about what Andrew Wilson had to say to these two degenerates who support OnlyFans and basically not valuing marriages at all. Thanks again for watching. Like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.